What's going on, beautiful people of YouTube? This is Ring Bean, and welcome to another amazing week of video game hunts. That series where I show you all the awesome stuff I got through the week, through yard sales, garage sales, flea markets. I hit up thrift stores like Goodwill, Salvation Army. I use apps like LetGo, OfferUp, Craigslist, Facebook, whatever I can use to get my hands on some awesome games at some excellent prices. Make sure you stick through to the end of the video where we'll go over all the stuff individually as well as any stuff that I did not get on camera. Guys, as this channel grows, it is getting harder for me to answer all y'all's questions and respond to all y'all's comments, which I try so hard to do. The best way to get a hold of me if you got any questions, hit me up on Instagram. I leave the links to all my stuff in the description. You got Instagram, my eBay store, you got my Twitch channel. If you ever want to hear me bitch at a video game, that's the place to do it. And people ask me all the time, Ring Bean, what's the best way to support this channel? I tell you, there's one of two ways you can do it. First of all, hit that like button. That shows me so much support from you guys. And the second way, share the video. There's nothing more supportive than sharing these awesome videos and showing other people all these crazy finds. But anyways, guys, I want you to sit back and relax. Let's start this show. Alright, so here we are with the first pickup of the week. We are at a thrift store I don't normally get to go to. I'm glad I stopped in on this one because I was able to get two PlayStation games that I did not have. The first one being Biker Mice from Mars for $2.99. This particular thrift store charges $4 no matter what video game it is, but for whatever reason they had that one marked cheaper. But I did get a copy of Transformers as well, but they let me pick out of a little bowl and I got 10% off all that, so it was a pretty good pickup for the first one of the week. So this next pickup actually comes from Facebook, which is awesome because I never really have the best luck when it comes to buying on Facebook. People typically beat me to the punch or things are just too overpriced. I usually have better luck selling. But anyways, I was lucky. I got first draw on this one, and this guy had a Nintendo 64 with two games, Ocarina of Time as well as Super Mario 64, one Atomic Purple controller, a GameCube with no controllers but all the hookups. He wanted $30 for all this. That was an excellent deal. I didn't mind paying it. I wasn't going to haggle with him on Facebook just because typically if you try to, chances are people are already talking to them. They're going to pay the full amount. So $30, I was happy to pay it. Obviously, I can bundle that. I can make some money off this one. This was a good pickup for me. This was a very cool pickup for me right here. This was a buddy of mine, Cheeto, one of his friends. He got up with me and we worked out a trade, and out of this trade I got an Atari 5200 and a stack of games, controller, all the hookups. All the guy wanted was a copy of Killer Instinct that worked. We traded. He said he had one that didn't work. I gave him mine, which did. Chances are I'll get that thing working just fine. But also for the NES, Marble Madness and Super Pitfall. That is it. That was an excellent trade right there. Now, me being the Shekler that I am, would have left it at that. But since this is one of my buddy's good friends right here, I am also going to give him an NES console that's fully refurbed, recapped, realigned, all that. Trade for his one that does not work so well. Just to better sweeten the deal, just to make it a little bit more even. I would do that since Cheeto's a good friend of mine and this is a good friend of his. I figure that's the best thing to do in this situation. So this whole trade worked out really great. I got a 5200, which is one of the Ataris obviously that I did not have. It's just one that I've passed up over and over again. They're big, they're bulky. I've just always avoided them. Plus, they never typically have all the pieces with them, especially the controllers, because we all know the controllers are the worst of the worst when it comes to them. But you see, we got a complete unboxed Frogger right here, and we got a stack of, I want to say, like 6 or so games, some decent titles, so I was really happy about this trade. I'll take this guy's NES that he gives me that he says doesn't work well, and of course, I'll make that thing work brand new. He'll get a console that works every time, all the time, so this guy was really happy. I was really happy. It pays to have really good friends who spread the word of mouth, and sometimes you can get really good deals that way, and this just turned out to be one of those ways. So here I am at the pawn shop that you saw in the last video. The reason that I'm here is my dumbass did not look at the games before I bought them on the last pickup. There were 3 games. I opened them up, and let me tell you, people, they were beat all to hell. I'm talking deep, deep scratches, cracks. They just obviously wouldn't play. me just thinking, hey, I'm in an actual store. Maybe they opened them up when they got them, but no, they didn't. But the guy was really cool. I said, hey, man, let me trade these 3 out for 3 other ones. He didn't care what I picked, but I was really happy about that. I picked up Space Chimps for the Wii, which was a title I didn't have. It's nothing special. One of my subscribers told me about the Ace Combat that you're about to see me pick up. I'm glad I picked it up because it's one that I didn't have and it's one that sells for a little bit more, so that was an awesome pickup as well. But let me tell you something, guys. Always check your games whenever you go to pick them up, even if it's placed like a pawn shop, because they don't always look themselves. It could have the wrong game in there. It could be scratched out of hell. I was a fool for trusting them, but at the same time, it's my own fault. So here's that Ace Combat that I missed in the previous pickup, which I'm glad that I was able to come back and get it because it's a game, like I said, it sells for a little bit more. And for whatever reason, it didn't even show up in my app that I use on my phone, which everybody asks about. What's that app that I use on my phone? It's called Video Game Price Charting. It should be in the Play Store. It gives you a quick synopsis on like how much a game's worth, lose, complete. It's not accurate, just like the website isn't, but it is a good example when you're right on the spot. But for whatever reason, it didn't show up. But I picked up Space Chimps, and then you'll see me get Attack of the Movies 3D. It doesn't have the glasses in there, but I'm figured I can find the glasses elsewhere. They're not going to be expensive to get, even just to throw some in there to complete it. This is the Goodwill that you see in a lot of my pickup videos. I work directly across from it. I have access to it almost every day, so I can usually find a few things throughout the week. I don't get lucky inside the cages, but where I usually find most of my items in Goodwill is on this little rack here with the DVDs and the VHSs. You'll see that I get 2 360 games here. One was a Cabela's game, but the other one was The Strike. It was a Bass Pro Shop game, fishing game. Believe it or not, that game's like 20 bucks or so. So for $1.50 for both of them, it was an awesome pickup. 2 games that I did not have for the collection. This pickup here is to the eyes of the famous Miss Ring Bean, as y'all like to call her, and she met up with some people here that were selling a Wii console. I think I got this one through Facebook, and they listed it at $40, I believe was what the original ad said. I typically do not pay much for Wii's at all. I don't. Wii's are very hard to move, even if you're selling them for like 40 or 50 bucks. For whatever reason, Wii's just are not moving like they should. But the reason that I got this was there was 2 really nice games in there. There was Castles of Shikigami 3, which is pretty obscure to find, as well as I think it's Muramuso Demon Blade or something like that. 2 pretty obscure titles, so those games alone are well worth a lot, plus some. That with the Wii, so if I sell the Wii, I'll get these games for free. They're 2 games that I did not have in the Wii's collection. It was a really good pickup, and there was supposed to be Super Smash Bros. Brawl. She opened it up, she checked it, it was not in there, but she, being the smart woman that she is, took the Wii to the nearest gas station, which I believe that's where they were at, plugged it in, and inside of it was New Super Mario Brothers. I got the case somewhere else, and then now I got the case for Super Smash Brothers. For still $30, Castles Shikigami, it was well worth that, plus the other one. The controller was kind of ass. It had this like weird Tinkerbell cover over it. It was missing the back, but I got backs. The Wii was even missing the sensor bar, but I keep extras for all of the consoles that I find, so I'll be able to complete the system and sell it, make my money back, make a little bit extra on top of it, and keep 2 really awesome games. That's what it's all about right there. So Miss Ring Bean calls me. She lets me know that, hey, Super Smash Brothers is not in there, but instead there was New Super Mario Brothers. I could have said, well, give her 25 or offer her 25. I could have shekelled her even lower from that $30 price tag originally, but this lady drove quite a bit of ways just to meet up with us. Plus, I know what these games are worth. There's no sense in being a dick when I don't need to be. $30 is still just fine, even though I did not get Super Smash Brothers. I got Super Mario Brothers instead. It's still a great pickup. I can't hate that at all. Sometimes you just got to know when not to be a dick. And one thing that's super awesome is I found Castle of Shikigami a while back, but it was a loose disc and I could not find a case for it eBay. No one had it. I couldn't find it anywhere, so I sold it. I don't like keeping loose disc games if I don't have to, and I always told myself, well, I'll find it eventually and check it out. I did find it, so it's awesome to add these games to the collection. The Wii is one of those systems where you find one good solid title amongst like 30 really shitty titles. So happy to pick this up. It was an excellent pickup for 30 bucks. You cannot hate a score like that. So here we are Saturday morning at the flea market, and as these people are setting up, that's the best time to ask them, hey, you got any video games? And they said they had some Xbox One games that they brought. They pulled them on out, and I get to go through them. Now let me tell you something, people. Now is the time to collect for Xbox One, PS4, whatever new console you want to go. Typically, when a new game comes out for a new console, I will buy it at full price and I will sell it immediately. Once I'm done with it, and once I've gotten all the joy out of it I will sell it while that price is high, and I will come back years down the road and I will pick it up when it's dirt cheap, just like it is now. So I picked up Dying Light and Minecraft. He wanted $15 for the pair, which is not a bad deal for itself. I can still sell Minecraft for that much. I wanted these for me. I sheckled them down. I got it for $12 for the pair, so that's good. These are going in my collection. I'm not going to get rid of these. These are going to be ones that I'm keeping. I'm going to start actively seeking out Xbox One games as well as some PS4 exclusives. So now's the time, people, especially with that Wii U. The Wii U, since they discontinued it, those games are going to do nothing but go up in price. You know how Nintendo fanatics are, and I am one of them. So they're going to want those games. Those games are going to go up. Now's the time to get them if you can find them. So you may have seen this lady in previous pickups. She is a reseller at the flea market, and she threw me one of the biggest curveballs today. She had this huge bin full of games that I haven't seen her have, and it was weird because well, I'm going to say each one of them, but majority of them were individually priced. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, damn, did she finally catch on? What's going on with this? Come to find out, for at least from what I understand, she got this whole bin from someone else who had them all individually priced. Her prices, you know, after I'm starting to build me a little bit of stack of some games that I'm wanting, I'm like, how much do you want for these? Or I think I mentioned the PlayStation games that she was pulling out, and she says $3 each, 2 for $5. I love hearing that price. That is a good flea market price. It's a good average price. So once she said that, I knew I was in luck. I was going to be able to pick out some games that I was going to need for the collection, as well as some that I might be able to have a quick flip on. This lady's awesome here. I don't consider her to be a reseller of video games. She's more of a reseller of anything that she can find, and her main focus is on other things. Video games just happens to be one of the things that she keeps there. So she always sells this stuff super dirt cheap just to get rid of it. She may have bought all these games off of another seller super cheap. That's why they were individually priced. At least that's my guess on it. So anytime I see this lady, I always check her out. Sometimes, like I say, you always need to check these resellers because you can't be fooled by it. Like, this is a prime example. You'll see that all these are, for the most part, individually priced, but her price is firm, $3 each, 2 for $5. You cannot hate prices like that. I was able to get at least 5 or 6 solid games from her to add to the collection. And anytime I can add any games to the collection, I would pick that over games that I could sell any day because I love adding anything to my shelves. And these are always the best stops here. And I got some really cool PlayStation titles as well as some really cool GameCube titles. So I was very happy about this pickup. And I know in this particular pickup it's kind of hard to see exactly what I end up with, but that's why make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video. We'll go over all the pickups. I didn't get this Guitar Hero, and she probably would have haggled on the price. I think she said like $35 for it, which is a bit high, but the box was nice. Everything was with it, I'm sure. She probably would have went to like $20-25. She's really easy to work with. Her price is $3 each, 2 for $5. Made a bundle. She'll work with you on all sorts of deals, so... one thing I did pass up was that Guitar Hero. I don't know if I should have picked it up or not, but one that I skipped. This next purchase here that you'll see me get is purely a guilty pleasure buy right here. It's not the best buy in my opinion for someone who's trying to get something at the most amazing deal. At least to me it wasn't. This was another reseller who beat me to the punch on a sale. He said he picked up this huge lot of, it had 2 NESs. One was complete, and this is what he thought was complete in box, was this beat-ass, torn to shit Nintendo, which I have no idea how one could even get like that unless it was like thrown out the ass of like a moving damn pterodactyl. But I have this thing for boxes. I don't know what it is, but I just love them. I love the way they look. They look awesome on a shelf, and I was like, man, sell me this box. I'll take this console. It'll be an absolute miracle if that console works, and I'll let y'all know on an update if I can get that thing working. But this was a guilty pleasure buy. I paid $30 for this, guys. I know it was high, but like I said, I got a soft spot for it, and plus it was the one that has the Mario, game with it. It's just another variant I didn't have, so don't hate me. I had to pick it up. So here's another awesome pickup at the flea market, just passing by, and I just see all these beautiful games scattered around. Now, a lot of them had $5 tags, but of course, me being the Shekler that I am, I'm going to get that bundle deal. And I pick up Pokemon Channel for the GameCube as well as Godzilla, a few 360 games, and I picked up that God of War but the game was not inside of it. But luckily he said, well, let me look back here. He found it back there. He was able to bundle all that together. And there was also that season right there, the first season of King of the Hill for like $3. I picked it up. It was awesome. I think mainly for anything that was labeled $5, I got it closer to $3. So it was an awesome pickup right there. I was very happy about it. And I tell you, people, that is the biggest weapon right there in a game hunter's arsenal, is to bundle items together. If you do not bundle things together for a better price, you are an absolute dumbass. Most of the time, the average person that you are buying from is going to do the common courtesy thing and shave off a little bit of money for a bundled deal, which is, I mean, it seems like a given to me. So I got all this stuff right here. I think maybe it averaged out to like 26 or something. I think we settled on like $22, $23. I got a little bit off. Now, obviously, I mean, if I'm getting like some crazy games right here, like Path of Radiance or something, I'm not going to completely be a dickhead over it. But, you know, for the average game, for the average price that I'm paying, I like to stick somewhere between $2 or $3 a game. And that's where I feel the most comfortable at. So, like I said, always bundle, people. Get some good deals out there. Don't be scared to say, hey, will you bundle this together, or will you take, a little bit of change off if I get more than one? And as we're squaring up on this deal, I say, hey man, do you have any other games hiding in the back? Because he was kind of setting up as we approached the table, and he does say he's got some Game Boy games and a Wii game. Nothing special on the Wii, but he does pull out this Dragon Ball Z game for Game Boy Color, which I didn't have. I ended up getting it for $3. I would have bundled it with everything all together had I known about it, but still, $3 on that was still an awesome pickup. So you don't get to see the first part of this pickup, but I did get a PlayStation 3 Move controller as well as the camera. I paid $7 for that. And then he said that he had some Atari games right here. I said, well, whip them on out. And one caught my eye was this Cosmic Creep here. I paid $2 for it. It's just one that I've never seen. It was a cool little pickup. I didn't mind paying for it. I know I got some Atari heads out there that watch this channel. I know they're going to get jealous when they see all these games that I passed up, but I just didn't need them. So you will not see me pick up a Wii console unless A, it's got some really killer games like my first pickup, or B, I'm getting it for the price that I'm paying on this one. So for this whole bag right here, I paid $10. I got it mainly because of Wii Sports, because I know that I can at least sell Wii Sports, make my money back, and the console's basically free. It's just really hard right now to sell Wii consoles. I don't know what it is. The trends is down with them. I try to sell them locally cheap. I try to sell them online, and people just aren't buying them, even if you're selling them like really cheap. So pass them up unless you're getting them for a cheap price or you're getting some really killer games with it. But for $10 on this one, I didn't mind picking it up. This stop right here was a freestyle stop, and if you're unfamiliar with that term, what that is if you have mapped out course on your phone, or you've looked up the day prior on a route to go for yard sales, and you just happen to see a random sign as you're driving that says yard sale, that's a freestyle if you hit it up. That's what this was, so I stopped. They had a big old box of PlayStation 3 games. Nothing special in here, but I do get a copy of Infamous. It's one that I did not have, exclusive to the system. And for whatever reason, PlayStation has this thing, and Xbox is guilty of it too, but they'll take a third-party game and they'll have exclusivity content built into that game, and they'll have it right on the case that says exclusive content only on PlayStation. I'm a sucker for buying those just because I feel like if I don't have that copy, I'm missing something. It was a name-your-own price sale, $2 each on these games. I didn't mind paying it. It was for like a charity sort of thing. He came over and talked to me about it. It's what that you see that paper is. So I was happy to pick it up. You'll find that you can get some really good scores at these freestyle sales. I find a lot of my best scores at freestyle. So happy to pick it up, just keeping that momentum moving. So this side of the road sale you may have seen in previous pickup videos. I am super happy that I decided to stop this Saturday because I get 3 really awesome scores. The first one being Zombie Bikini Slayers right here, or Bikini Zombie Slayers, however you say it. I paid $1 for this, and the fact that it was just out in the open, untouched, unmoved, my Sheckler sense just started tingling like crazy because I realized that there is no other game hunter here, and I got a really good chance at finding some games at some of these other tables, and I do. I get 2 other awesome scores, so this just got things started at this sale. So this right here is the second pickup at the same sale, and this is probably my favorite for the whole week simply because I get to add some really awesome titles to my collection. I get to add all these Final Fantasy games to my DS collection, and you'll see that there's Game Boy Advance games scattered throughout. That copy of Golden Sun right there for the DS was not inside of it, but instead there was Golden Sun, 2 copies for the Game Boy Advance, as well as Golden Sun The Lost Age. So that was an awesome pickup. And that game you see me pick up right there was Castlevania Circle of the Moon. Oh my God, have I been looking for that game for such a long time. I'm a huge Castlevania fan, and I've wanted to find it out in the wild, and today was the day. I was like, hey, how much do you want for these games? She's like, hell, I don't know, maybe $1 or $2 a piece. Oh man, those are sweet words to my ears. So I got this whole stack going. I grabbed all the memory cards, all the attachments that were there. There was a bunch of random stuff, as well as like a remote for the PlayStation 2 with the sensor. All that stuff was there. I paid $10 for everything. That was an amazing deal. I was very happy to pay that. It was an awesome pickup. The second one for this sale here, and you'll see the last one here coming up that I got on this side of the road sale. Awesome pickup. So I wanted to include this first part. We're still at that same sale on the side of the road. This is the last pickup for it. And I wanted to include this first part because it was part of a bundled deal. I asked her if she had any video games. She said, well, let me look. And while she's looking, I find these Pokemon cards. There are stacks of them. A lot of them are first editions. I don't know much about Pokemon. I know what to look for when it comes to first edition. And I know that they can be somewhat valuable. It's just something that I've never gotten into. So I was like, well, how much do you want for all these Pokemon cards? And she said $5. I knew that was a good deal. I'm sure that a lot of you out there would agree with that. And while she's looking, she says that she has a PlayStation 1. So I'm thinking, all right, it's just your basic PlayStation 1, maybe a game or two. She didn't have any games, but she does pull out a PlayStation 1 Mini, 2 controllers, all the hookups. But the main reason I wanted to show you this first part is she wanted $5 for this. She didn't have change, so I said, how much do you want for the PlayStation? She says, well, how about $10 for everything? That was perfect because I had a $10 bill with her name on it. I was very happy about this pickup. So 5 for the Pokemon cards and 5 for the PlayStation. Absolutely awesome. Very happy. So here is the last pickup of the week. Nothing special. You know, I like to show you all this stuff in order. I don't save the best for last or anything. But I do come across this Nintendo DS cleaning kit. It was Star Wars, the Clone Wars theme. I thought it was pretty cool. It was obscure. I've never seen it. So I paid $2 for it. It was a cool little pickup. I think it'll look pretty good on a shelf. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed all that awesome live footage. Just like always, we're going to go over all the stuff here individually. If I can remember anything about it, I'll tell you. If not, we're just going to zoom through it. No particular order on this stuff because this stuff is always scattered. But anyways, first up, we got, Cosmic Creeps for the Atari. This is one I did not have, never seen it. It seemed obscure to me, so I picked it up for $2. We got Dragon Ball Z Legendary Super Warriors. It had a $5 sticker on it. I got it for $3. Not bad on that. It was a Game Boy Color game I did not have. Not a terrible title either. Paid $2 a piece for this. We got Infamous, which I was pretty sure I did not have for PlayStation. I only go for the exclusives. And then we got Batman Arkham Origins, and it says it had exclusive content. PlayStation is so good at doing stuff like that. Oh, and there happens to be Battlefield 3 Limited Edition, and I didn't realize it was a twofer. So that's good. Well, this ain't even video game related. It's just in here with it. King of the Hill Season 1, man. God, I love King of the Hill. Such an amazing series. For Xbox One, we got Dying Light and Minecraft Xbox One Edition. Paid $12 for both of those. Let's see. These right here. Well, I can't do that because they're not in order. Here we go. These, we got Dragon Ball Z Sagas. We got Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi. I've never heard of that. 2 games right there for the Xbox. I did not have it. I'm not sure if I have this for the 360 or not. It's Dead or Alive Ultimate. I got that. I didn't pay those prices you see on the sticker. I did get a deal, of course. Dynasty Warriors 4. That was part of a series that was like 2 for $5. This was 2. Extreme Legend Dynasty Warriors 4. Same with this. Ignore the stickers on there. We got Tasmanian Rescue, which I don't think... Yeah, I don't have any of the tie series. I don't know if that's exclusive or not. I don't know. I'll have to look it up later. The Amazing Adventures of Jimmy Neutron Boy Fuckhead. King Arthur, another GameCube game. Godzilla Destroy All Monsters. And then we got the Pokemon channel, all for GameCube here. Ignore those prices on the sticker. I got a bulk deal, of course. You've probably seen in the pickups. Let's see, we got a PlayStation 3 camera with the Move controller. I paid $7 for the pair. Pick up your Move controllers. Those things sell. I think I sold my last one. It was like 18 bucks. Let's see. Part of that same person was God of War, Chains of Olympus. I love the God of War series. Such an amazing series. This is weird. I've never seen this. It's a Nintendo DS like clean kit, but it's like Star Wars themed, the Clone Wars. That's wild. I've just never seen that. I picked that up for $2. I don't know anything about Pokemon cards. I picked up all these and then like a stack. These are all like first editions. I paid $5 for. May have been a good deal. Hell, I don't know. I got to go through them. I need to learn about Pokemon cards. Everybody tells me like get into them. I don't know the first thing about them. From that same table, or not from the same table, but these are the other ones that I got. They're all loose. Nothing's like in a bag or anything, but there's things like your Charmanders and whatnot. They're all first edition. At least I know how to tell what a first edition is. But anyways, y'all don't care about that. We care about the video games. Let's get back into it. So for $10, I got these amazing titles. We got Final Fantasy IV, but on the inside it also had Metroid Prime Hunters. Very cool. So that was a twofer right there. Going to be adding that to the collection. Final Fantasy III. No extras in there, but hey, Final Fantasy III, that's awesome. This one is not in here, but instead, we got Golden Sun, another copy of Golden Sun, and then Golden Sun, The Lost Age. So I'll sell the case here, because I already have that game complete. And you can sell DS cases, man. People buy them, because if you're like me and you find loose case or loose games, you want to complete them. So those will sell. And at that same table was also Castlevania Circle of the Moon. Very cool to pick that up because I did not have it. PlayStation 2 controller, sensors. There's like 3 or 4 memory cards. You don't need to see all that shit. I don't know what that is. It says Sony on there. If any of y'all know what that is, I don't know. That's looks like there's some sort of USB supposed to go there. And then like a PSP back, which is pretty cool because you can sell those separately. And you always come across PSPs that don't have their back. Hey, there's the manual for Final Fantasy III. That's what I'm talking about. Make that shit complete. Another good day is what I'm talking about. Alright, so all that was $10. That was a great deal. At that same sale, but at a different table, we got, I don't know how to pronounce this, some shit, but Bikini Zombie Slayers for the Wii. Not as common as you think, especially for being on Nintendo. Check that out. I paid $1 for that. I picked that up all day. Let's see. This was a Wii bundle that you saw Miss Ringbean get. I'm not going to show you the console. It's missing everything. I'm sorry, it's missing the sensor bar. You know what a Wii looks like. We paid $30 for this whole bundle, and I'll show you why. Ninja Breadman is not one of the reasons, but I think it's a game I don't have. Nor is Wii Play. But the other 3, well, the other 2, one of the games turned out wasn't in there. It actually turned out to be New Super Mario Brothers, which is a little bit down from what it was, but I still took it because of the other 2 games. So it was supposed to be Super Smash Brothers, but it turned out to be Super Mario World, which was inside of it. But the other 2 games, 2 that I did not have, Miramusa, the Demon Blade, I probably butchered the shit out of that name. And then the big one, which is Kashila Shikigami, I think. Like a bullet hell shooter. Very obscure. So to pick all that up for $30, excellent deal. The Wii's worth that alone. I got a sensor bar, I got extras. So that's the first Wii. The second Wii I paid $10 for. I will not pay more than that for a Wii. Just because they are hard to move. I picked it up mainly because I had Wii Sports with the manual. That's worth it right there. But the system's complete. It looks pretty good condition. It's a Wii. You don't need to see what the hell that looks like. This right here is not complete. There is a brokey shit console inside of it. I got this because this is going to look good on a shelf. It's not going to be in the game room. It'll probably be in the bedroom. I paid a little bit for this. This was $30. It does have a base console in there, which I don't know if it'll work. If it does, that'll be absolutely fucking amazing. But I paid a little bit just because I wanted this as shelf candy. Plus it had the variant with the Mario Brothers inside for just the control decks. Pretty cool, actually. So that's my guilty pleasure buy of the week. We all have. Let's see, the lady I got the Pokemon cards also had a PlayStation 1 Slim. All the hookups, controllers, yada yada. So $5 for that because I paid $10 altogether for everything with the Pokemon cards. I thought that was a great deal. At Goodwill, we got a copy of The Strike. Believe it or not, that's like a $20-something game. Crazy. And Cabela's Trophy Bucks, I collect for the 360. That's why I picked them up. They were both $1.50 each. Eat a dick if you hate it. Let's see. I traded these out at that one pawn shop when I had those defective discs. We got Attack of the Movies 3D. One of my subscribers told me to pick this up, and I'm glad I did. The Belkin Wars, it was still there. And then Space Chimps. Shoo. I can't even remember all this stuff throughout the week. A GameCube with, yeah, we got a GameCube. This was a $30 bundle, I believe, with a N64 that had The Legend of Zelda, as well as Mario 64, and an Atomic Purple controller. But I'm keeping that because I cleaned it up, refurbished this thing, and I put one of the GameCube style joysticks in there. These things are awesome. They're like 10 bucks. They suck like a son of a bitch if you're playing like Mario 64, but if you're playing racing games like Mario Kart, they're absolutely amazing. I'm keeping that, but I got controllers I can bundle with it later. That N64 bundle with the GameCube, 30 bucks. The GameCube didn't have any controllers, but it had all the hookups. The last thing that I got was a trade that one of my buddies, Cheeto, hooked me up with. This dude that he knew you saw in the pickups. All I traded was Marble Madness and Super Pitfall for the NES, as well as a Super Nintendo controller. Was an amazing deal. I'm going to hook this guy up later just because it's one of Cheeto's friends. But what I got out of that was an Atari 5200. We got Frogger complete in box with all the manuals and everything. The games are nothing crazy. We got Super Breakout. There's the Frogger, Star Raiders, Pac-Man, Centipede, Galaxian, Pole Position. Oh shit. Damn, that console's fucking terribly huge. And there's the actual console. It's actually in really good condition. I don't see any beat up marks. There's Defender inside of it. There's the controllers, all the hookups over here. You don't need to see all that. He said it was missing the one cable, but it's not. I see everything there. And then the final thing was at the last one of the thrift stores that I stopped up, we got a copy of Transformers and Biker Mice from Mars. That's it, people. That was a good week. I enjoyed this week a lot. There's a lot of stuff I get to add to the collection, which is always good. Whenever you can add anything to your game room, it's always such a great feeling. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I do this video every week, as well as some dumb shit in between. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care, guys, and thank you so much again.